Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Doc Anime Robin. In this video, I'll be unboxing and reviewing SH Figuarts Krillin Battle Clothes or Battle Armor from the Dragon Ball Z anime and manga series. This set is manufactured by Bandai Tamashii Nation. Now, let's begin by taking the set out of the transport box. Here we have Krillin wearing the battle clothes or armor from the Frieza army. Let's quickly check out the details shown on the case before we take out the figure. So here, as OSH figure out, we can see the main figure through the transparency, and there's apparently like 4 alternating head parts for different expression for the figure. And we have a Namekian Dragon Ball replica here, maybe some other effect parts for the figure. And as again, like OSH figure out, the back of the case shows the figure can put on all kinds of poses because it's very articulated, so it can recreate the moves from the manga and anime series. And the set can also be a pair with the SH figure art set of Son Gohan wearing the battle clothes, which is this one right here. So yeah, with both of this figure, you can use them to try to recreate the lots of things that both characters do when they were wearing these battle armor on the Planet Namek storyline from the Dragon Ball Z series. Now, let's take out the figure. Again, here we have the set in the plastic case with the main figure and the 4 alternating heads showing different kinds of expression, the Namekian Dragon Ball, and some alternating chest or stomach parts to show battle damage or injury to the armor. Well, damage to the armor, I should say. And also, like a lot of the SH figure arts and SH monster art cases now, rather than printing out the instruction manual on a sheet, they printed them on the side of the case here. This side shows about the alternating hands and the damage parts to the armor. So this other side will undoubtedly show about alternating head parts. Go. So yeah, for a lot of character with bold head like Krillin here in the SH Figuarts series, as opposed to changing the faces, they basically make a whole alternating head parts to show. Now this shows us how to put the neck on and then put the head on. There's an alternating chest part as well. Now let's get the figure out of the plastic case there. Be careful whenever you're opening these covers because you don't want to cause any parts in there to go flying off. So here we have the slots that puts in the alternating hands, and again the heads are on the side. The alternating armor parts down here. Now let's get out the main figure. We have a plastic film here. It's usually many SH figure have this put around them. This kind of shows the figure is brand new when you first open it up. And the main default head for this set, Krillin has a very stern, serious expression. So looks like you need to do some twinkling here, but yeah, you can get the figure to stand. Here we go. Now let's quickly check out this figure's articulation. So the head can look left and right, and can also look down, can look kind of up a bit, but not high, maybe like only about 30° on the neck. And his torso can bend backward a bit, but not a lot. Also bend forward only a little, but his head can look down very well. And the shoulder armors are kind of flexible as it can move upwards, so he'll allow movement around the arms and shoulders. The shoulder can raise laterally, and this section you can also like move really up and backward. And also the hip armor are a bit, it can also flip up, so its legs can split most angles without the armor getting in the way. And so you can also move up the legs again, so this is so that the hip armor can not it's easy to not get in the way. However, the arms also have to move up so it won't get in the armor's way. Oh, this seems to be a tiny bit design flaw here because the hip can see the hip joint here is a little too obvious. It's like there's a big bump on the knee. And the feet is somewhat flexible, but compared to most SH Figuarts, it's not as articulated, so it's a little harder to balance this figure's stance than most SH Figuart. And again, as most SH Figuart, the feet can bend, so like you can put on standing on the toe kind of pose. And as mentioned before, it's a little harder to balance this figure than most SH Figuart. You probably definitely want to get a compatible display stand for it, like this one. Although technically this one is not all that like compatible because the figure is small, so if you usually just put it up, well, it can be good for like putting it, like making it look like it's the Krillin's flying and attacking in the air kind of pose, but to really just simply make it like for doing on the ground kind of pose, or standing simply, you want to maybe find even smaller stand than this one, or you'll have to maybe spend a lot of time trying to practice how to get the figure to stand upright, and you can't have the feet too close together, otherwise it's hard to balance it. So yeah, this is probably the easiest standing position for this figure. There are two more articulation points in this figure. Its hip can turn pretty much 360 if you want to by the looks of this, but it looks like you have to be kind of careful. And around its side, it can also rotate inward and outward. Let's see how this figure works with the alternating or effect parts. So let's see. So, just like OSH Figuarts, if you want to use different hands for the figure, all you have to do is simply remove the default hands, which are usually fists, and just have to again just pull the hand out and then put the replacement hand on. And let's try the somewhat unique alternating parts for this figure, that is the armor damage parts. Again, we just take out the armor on his Krillin's abs. And now we replace the piece with this one, the one that shows battle damage. There's also the back piece that can be changed. This one is a little harder to remove. There we go. It looks like you have to bend the torso forward a bit. Now we put this piece on. So with this, it shows the battle damage onto the armor and the heel part from Krillin's abs. Like when again this is like from him getting pierced by Frieza with his horn in his second form. And if you was so attentive to detail, you want to recreate the character's battle against Frieza on Planet Namek, this is a good feature to have. Now let's try out different heads for Krillin, which will require us to literally pull Krillin's head off and then attach it with the alternating heads. Now each of the heads has its own stand attached on, so every time you want to put the head on, just remove the head from the stand. Remove this stand piece or support piece from the head and then just attach it to the figure. So this is Krillin showing just a stern, almost emotionless expression here. Probably good for like the superhero hip pose, which actually looks pretty cool with this battle clothes or armor. Next, we have a head that shows a battle serious expression. This Krillin's showing his teeth clenching this face. So this is a good face to show a combat pose. Or to put on an alternate hands that's like firing chi blast. And with this face, this figure also is probably best to work with the alternating chest piece in order to simulate combat poses or chi blast. So there we go. This one, so that it's easier to put the arms inward, so the chest piece will not get in the way. And with these hands, can put on a pose of firing chi energy blast here, almost like Krillin's version of Kamehameha wave attack blast. And this next head, we have Krillin closing his eyes, and this is basically the expression of him using his solar flare attack. With these hands, this is a cool pose of Krillin executing his solar flare attack. And in this last head, we have a face of Krillin screaming or yelling out in pain. And as you can take a closer look here, there's him sweating. So, and if anyone who's seen the Dragon Ball Z series of Krillin and other Dragon Ball Z main characters fighting Frieza, you should know this is basically the face Krillin showed when Frieza killed him by literally exploding him, like when he basically kinetically just lift Krillin up fast into the air and then he exploded. So this phase would be good to recreate the Krillin's death scene by Frieza. Again, if you have a display stand or support structure that can keep the figure in the air, it'll look like when Frieza levitates Krillin into the air and explode him. Now, the last alternate hand parts, this is one that looks like a hand chop in pose. Again, basically, as I just said, you can use it to do like a hand chopping pose or use it to form a chi attack blast pose. Just you have to make some adjustments there. Now, this can look like Krillin firing the chi energy blast with one hand. Finally, with this figure, it works best with Son Gohan, the battle close version SH Figuarts, so you can have both of these characters working together for poses. This helps again to recreate the battle from the Planet Namek storyline in the anime and manga series. Now, the last piece of item from this set is the 1-star Namekian Dragon Ball replica. And again, it doesn't work with the figure at all. It's just an extra piece for collection. It's obviously so that people will buy other SH figure that includes other Namekian Dragon Ball replicas. And so with this, we've covered all effect parts and features of this set. And again, generally, like all SH figure art, it's a nice figure for collectors to add to their display collection, especially if you're into to be able to recreate a specific part of storyline for anime or manga series. In this case, the Dragon Ball Z's Namek Namek saga, and especially if you like to see Krillin wearing the Frieza army battle clothes here. This is definitely something you want to consider to add to your collection. Although similar to the SH Figuarts of Son Gohan with the battle clothes, because these figures are so small that their head and arm proportion with their legs is a lot different than most SH Figuarts. It's much more difficult to balance them. So you might have to practice a bit to get them stand still for a while, and I believe it's a lot harder for them to keep standing over time. A lot easier to knock them over. So you probably definitely want to get a display stand that can work with this figure, which again, because of their smaller size, it's probably harder to find. But if you don't, again, it's probably very easy to knock the figure over. So that's something you want to consider how to handle if you intend to acquire this figure. And if you already have a SH Figuart of Krillin, and you probably do not want to buy this one unless, of course, you're really into recreating the Namek storyline, or if you like to see Krillin wearing this battle armor. Unless, of course, you're like a really fanatical collector who likes to add old versions of a certain character to your collection, then and if you like Krillin, this is definitely a very nice one to have, since this is probably the coolest looking of version of Krillin, thanks to the battle armor. If there's anything you negative to say about this set, it would be again the lack of energy blast effect, because again, this set only has the parts for poses. It doesn't have like any energy blast effect, despite having hand parts to simulate the chi blast attack, which is kind of problem with a lot of SH Figuarts now. They give the figures the hand parts or facial expression to simulate doing the energy attacks, yet they don't have the set energy attack parts to go with the figure, severely limiting the posability, if interesting effect part or capability. But generally, this is still definitely a good figure to collect. Again, if you like to see Krillin wearing this battle armor, but if that's not the case, maybe you don't want to spend the time and effort trying to locate and collect it. This wraps up my review for this set. Thanks everyone for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please click like and subscribe to my channel, and please check out other videos in my channel. And if you have any question, please post them in the comment section. I will answer with the best of my knowledge and ability.